Hello and welcome to Fast and Factual. My name is Utsaf Parekh and I'll take you through the top 50 stories of the day. Starting with updates from the Israel-Hamas war, missiles could be seen falling onto Gaza on the 26th day of the conflict. Jordan's King Abdullah has urged US President Joe Biden to push for a ceasefire. This was after Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu rejected the possibility of a ceasefire in the region yesterday. Meanwhile, Hamas told mediators it will release a number of foreign hostages in the days to come. The Israeli army has released footage of airstrikes targeting Jabalia, Gaza's largest refugee camp. Israel's military spokesperson has confirmed the strikes and said that the camp was a central Hamas stronghold. They've added that they killed Ibrahim Biari, who was a Hamas commander. Israel said Biari was pivotal in the planning and execution of Hamas's October 7th attack. Meanwhile, Palestinian health officials have said that at least 50 Palestinians were killed in the strikes. This has raised the total number of deaths in Gaza to nearly 9,000. The Israeli Defense Forces have released a new video. It shows the family home of an exiled Hamas commander being destroyed. Saleh al-Arori is currently thought to be living in southern Lebanon. The footage also showed Israeli troops rigging the Hamas leader's house for demolition. Yemen's Iran-backed Houthi movement has officially entered the Israel-Hamas war. The Houthis said that they fired a wave of missiles and drones towards Israel. The spokesperson said that they would continue to launch attacks against Israel until, quote-unquote, Israeli aggression stops. The White House has said 66 trucks of humanitarian assistance entered Gaza in the last 24 hours. It added that dozens are expected to be cleared for deliveries. Meanwhile, Egyptian volunteers at the Egypt-Gaza-Rafah border crossing facilitated the movement of aid trucks in the region. Bolivia's government says it has broken diplomatic ties with Israel. The South American country has accused Israel of committing crimes against humanity with its strikes on the Gaza Strip. Bolivia is among the first countries to actively break diplomatic relations with Israel amid the ongoing war. Meanwhile, the South American nations of Chile and Colombia have recalled their ambassadors to Israel for consultations. Chile has said that Israel was violating international law. Meanwhile, other Latin American nations like Mexico and Brazil keep calling for a ceasefire in the region. In the US, anti-war protesters repeatedly disrupted a congressional hearing on Capitol Hill yesterday. The hearing was focused on aid to both Israel and Ukraine. Secretary of State Antony Blinken was forced to pause as protesters interrupted. When the hearing began, a line of anti-war protesters raised red-stained hands in the air. The Capitol Police later removed them from the area. Staying with the US, President Joe Biden and his Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping will likely meet in November in San Francisco. This is according to the White House. The two leaders are aiming to have a constructive conversation on the sidelines of the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Forum. The APEC summit is to take place in mid-November. The US has said it will send an additional 300 troops to West Asia. A Pentagon spokesperson added that the troops will not be going to Israel. The spokesperson said that this month there have been 27 attacks against US troops in Iraq and Syria. A train transporting fuel caught fire in the Russian-controlled Ukrainian city of Donetsk on Tuesday. Local authorities have blamed the attacks on Ukraine. Reports say one person was killed as a result of the shelling across the city. Several others, including 3 reporters, have been injured. In Paris, police shot and critically wounded a hijab-wearing woman in a metro station. This was after commuters reported her behaving in a threatening manner. The police chief said that the woman shouted aggressive chants like, quote-unquote, "You're all going to die." France is on its highest state of alert since the murder of a school teacher earlier this month. Japanese police arrested a 86-year-old suspect suspected gunman yesterday. This was after he barricaded himself in a post office with 2 hostages. He had earlier injured 2 people during a hospital shooting. In climate news, desert winds fueled a wildfire in Southern California in the U.S. Authorities ordered the evacuation of 4,000 people. The wildfire burned thousands of hectares of land. California fire crews attacked the blaze with teams on the ground and aircraft dropping fuchsia-colored flame retardant. Tropical storm Pilar brought heavy rains to parts of Central America. 2 people have died in the Latin American nation of El Salvador. Authorities declared a national emergency in the country. However, no evacuations have been ordered yet. A storm in northern Italy caused floods in Milan. The Seveso River overflowed due to heavy rain and caused flooding in the city. No casualties have been reported so far. A Russian volcano in Siberia has erupted, spewing ash up to 10 kilometers high. The ash plume extended 365 kilometers southeast from the volcano, posing potential risks to air traffic. However, the local population's daily lives remained largely unaffected, with minor ashfall reported in some settlements. U.S. climate envoy John Kerry called on fossil fuel companies to take the responsibility for reducing carbon dioxide emissions. Kerry said that fossil fuel companies must demonstrate their commitment to global CO2 reduction efforts. The COP28 UN Climate Summit will take place this month. It's hosted by the UAE and will focus on the oil and gas industry. Over 164,000 flood-affected people in Libya's Derna city have gotten humanitarian assistance. The UN Humanitarian Affairs Office gave this update. The rehabilitation of water, sewage networks and waste management are a priority. In September, a dam collapsed in Derna, leading to the death of 4,000 people, and it has left thousands missing. Over 500 baby sea turtles were released into the Pacific Ocean near northern Colombia. This was part of a community effort to safeguard marine biodiversity. Olive ridley sea turtles and black wood turtles were among the species released. The Colombian Preservation Program also works with fishermen to care for the eggs found on beaches. Moving to business and tech news, reports say WeWork is planning to file for bankruptcy as early as next week. Shares of the flexible workspace provider fell 32% in extended trading on Tuesday. Earlier in the day, WeWork said it had entered into an agreement with creditors. This is for the temporary postponement of some of its debt payments. WeWork's bankruptcy will mark a stunning reversal of fortune for the company that was once valued at a whopping $47 billion in 2019. Shares of chipmaker NVIDIA dropped by about 5% on Tuesday. This has pushed its share prices to a near 5-month low. The drop came after reports said that NVIDIA may be forced to cancel up to $5 billion worth of advanced chip sales to China. This is to comply with the US government's restrictions on the semiconductor trade. According to a report, financial firm Morgan Stanley will likely make a payment to the US Justice Department. It'll pay somewhere around $500 million to $1 billion. This is to resolve a long-running US probe into how it handled private stock sales. Morgan Stanley may also agree to tighten internal controls as part of a potential settlement. Electric vehicle maker Tesla has won the first US trial over its autopilot feature. This is over allegations that its autopilot driver assistant feature led to a death. Juries have declined to say that Tesla's software was defective. The verdict represents the EV maker's second big win this year. In April, Tesla won another trial that found the driverless technology requires human monitoring. Stellantis says it has taken the smallest hit among the 3 big US automakers due to the United Auto Workers strike. The company said this during its third quarter results. Stellantis said that the pay increases under the new labor deal will cost the firm around $795 million. Overall, the stoppages have hit group revenue for close to $3.2 billion. The US government has kicked off its antitrust case against US-based airline JetBlue in federal court. The Justice Department has urged the court to block JetBlue's planned acquisition of low-cost carrier Spirit Airlines. JetBlue had proposed buying Spirit for nearly $4 billion. The trial aims to preserve competition and ensure air travel remains affordable for American consumers. Vodafone will now sell its Spanish business to Zegona Communications for about $5 billion. This marks the second major deal by the company's new CEO, Margarita Della Valle. Della Valle says that the sale would enable Vodafone to focus on markets with sustainable structures and sufficient local scale. Google has settled claims by dating app developer Match Group. Match had accused Google of maintaining an unlawful monopoly in the distribution of Android apps on its Play Store. It comes as the tech giant faces an antitrust trial in the US over its alleged monopoly in the search engine market. Britain will kick off the world's first global artificial intelligence safety summit today. It'll examine the risks of the fast-growing technology. The summit is also expected to kickstart an international dialogue on regulating AI. The meeting will host leaders like US Vice President Kamala Harris and European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen. Industry executives like Elon Musk and OpenAI CEO Sam Altman will also attend the summit. Siemens and Microsoft have announced a joint project. This is to use artificial intelligence to increase productivity and human-machine collaboration. The partnership will explore the use of AI in the manufacturing, transportation, and healthcare industries. Moving to sports, here are the updates from the Cricket World Cup. Pakistan beat Bangladesh by 7 wickets in yesterday's match. Bangladesh batted first and faced a fiery pace attack from Shaheen Afridi and Mohammad Wasim. They were bowled out for 204 runs in the 45th over. Then Pakistan began the chase and their openers started off on a strong note. Pakistan chased down the score in the 32nd over, with Fakhar Zaman and Abdullah Shafiq both scoring half-centuries. Meanwhile, 4 individuals were detained by police officials during the Pakistan-Bangladesh match yesterday. The matchgoers were arrested for allegedly waving Palestine flags inside the stadium. The detainees say they were protesting against the ongoing war between Israel and Hamas. The Board for Cricket Control of India, or BCCI, has banned firework displays in Mumbai and New Delhi. The BCCI says that due to rising pollution in the two cities, there will be no fireworks post the World Cup matches at the Wankhede and Arun Jaitley stadiums. New Delhi will host one more match on November 6th, while Mumbai will host 2 matches on the 2nd and 7th of November. Additionally, one of the 2 semi-finals will also be played in Mumbai on the 15th of November. Air quality in both the cities remains in the very poor category. In football, FIFA has confirmed that the 2034 Men's World Cup will be played in Saudi Arabia. This is after the only other bidder, Australia, pulled out. This left Saudi Arabia as the only country interested in hosting the tournament that year. 2 of Israel's upcoming Euro 2023 qualifying matches will be hosted by Hungary. The matches were set to be played in Israel but have been reassigned to Hungary due to the ongoing war between Israel and Hamas. Israel's next 2 Euro 2024 qualifiers are against Switzerland and Romania later this month. Brazilian forward Vinicius Jr. has extended his contract with his current club Real Madrid till 2027. The details of the contract have not been disclosed yet. 23-year-old Vinicius joined the La Liga club for over $48 million in 2018. He has made 235 appearances and scored 62 goals for Real Madrid. In tennis, world number 2 Carlos Alcaraz was knocked out of the Paris Masters yesterday. Russia's Roman Safiullin beat Spain's Alcaraz 6-3, 6-4 in straight sets. Safiullin, who is ranked 45th in the world, will now advance to the round of 16. He will next play compatriot Karen Khachanov tomorrow. World number 4 Elena Rybakina has advanced at the WTA finals. Kazakhstan's Rybakina beat Greece's Maria Sakkari in a closely contested match. Rybakina won the first set 6-0, but Sakkari came back to win the next set 7-6. In the third and decider set, Rybakina just inched past her Greek opponent 7-6. In hockey, India edged Japan 2-1 in the Women's Asian Champions Trophy. After two goalless quarters, Navneet Kaur and Sangeeta Kumari scored for India. Japan's lone goal came from the stick of Kana Urata during the attempted comeback. India have now qualified for the semi-final on Saturday. Indian badminton player PV Sindhu has confirmed that she has suffered a knee injury. Sindhu has been advised by medical professionals to rest for a few more weeks. Last month, Sindhu had to retire from her match at the French Open after twisting her knee. Sindhu says she will now focus on recovery so that she can compete at the 2024 Paris Olympics. In entertainment news, the Hollywood Actors Union and studios continue to negotiate as the strike crosses 110 days. Various reports suggest that a deal is within reach. The last meeting reportedly revolved around the use of artificial intelligence in production. It could take a few more days to iron out the remaining issues. The Hollywood Actors Union announced their strike in July this year. Actor Robert De Niro appeared at a Manhattan court for a gender discrimination lawsuit trial. De Niro called the case nonsense during questioning. His former assistant Graham Chase Robinson has sued De Niro over sexist comments and behavior. De Niro is being sued for $12 million in damages. Late actor Matthew Perry's memoir has become an Amazon bestseller. This is days after the Friends actor was found dead in his apartment. The title of his books is Friends, Lovers, and the Big Terrible Thing, a Memoir. It details Perry's life, fame, addiction, and recovery. Bridgerton actor Ruby Barker has publicly criticized Netflix and Shondaland Productions. This is for their lack of support during her struggles with mental health. Barker said that she was hospitalized during the filming of Bridgerton's first season. She added that she faced 2 breakdowns while working on the show. Barker says that no one from either Netflix or Shondaland reached out to her during the difficult period. Singer Selena Gomez has decided to take a break from social media. Gomez took to Instagram to announce the break. She wrote that violence, horror, and hate around her breaks her heart. This Is Us actor Milo Ventimiglia has tied the knot with model Jara Mariano. The couple reportedly opted for a private ceremony. Rumors of Ventimiglia and Mariano dating had started doing the rounds last year. The band One Direction's Louis Tomlinson addressed a relationship rumor with singer Harry Styles for the first time. Tomlinson took to X and called these rumors ridiculously childish theories. While Louis Tomlinson is reportedly single, Harry Styles is dating actor Taylor Russell. South Korean singer Lee Seung-gi and actor Lee Dae-in are expecting a child. Lee Dae-in's agency confirmed the news. The famous duo got married in April this year. Singer Adele stopped a concert midway after she spotted the doctor who delivered her son. She said that she hadn't seen him in years and burst into tears. Adele ran into the crowd and hugged him. The incident happened at a show in Las Vegas. Actor Tyler Christopher has passed away at the age of 50. Christopher was hospitalized days ago after suffering a heart attack. His co-star Maurice Bernard confirmed the news of his death. Tyler Christopher is known for his role in the show General Hospital. He survived by his 2 children. That's all for this episode of Fast and Factual. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned to First Post.